Hey, greetings, y'all. Coach Cam here. Just wanted to talk to y'all a few minutes about some of the do's and don'ts when filling out credit applications. Now, one of the main things you want to keep in mind is that when you get to the section of the application where it asks about are you employed, self-employed, retirement, etc., the best thing for you to put is employed. Now, I know some of y'all are self employed and you like to put self employed, but just keep in mind, it looks better when you are employed. It looks like it's a little less risky for someone that's employed versus someone that's self employed. And in all truth, you are employed. You might be employed by yourself. Okay, you might be employing yourself, but just look at the word self employed. That means you are an employee of yourself. So it's okay to go ahead and put employee. And when it asks for the where you work, just put the name of your business, right? So my business is New Wealth Financial. So I will put that I am an employee and I work for New Wealth Financial. I don't have to put that I'm self-employed and I am the owner of New Wealth Financial. So I'm sure y'all follow me there. Another thing is when it comes to income, you don't necessarily want to put too low of an income and you don't want to put too high of an income. All right, if you put too low, then you might fall into some issues with the debt to income ratio, right? And if you put too high, you put that you make 500,000 a year, then that might be a little bit unrealistic, right? Unless you actually make 500,000 a year. But my point is, don't be too low, don't be too high. A good thing if you're married or something like that is you can put like household income. So if I'm married, I might say I make 30,000 and my wife make 50,000, or vice versa. So our total household income is 80,000. Okay, it's okay to put it down like that. If you put too high of an income, most of the time when you're filling out applications online, it's just stated income, right? You don't have to prove it. But every now and then, if you put something too outlandish, right, they may ask you to prove that, right? So, and let me do this disclaimer. I'm not telling anyone to lie on applications. I'm just telling you what looks better. All right. So let's talk a little bit about if they ask you, do you have a checking account or a savings account, right? Put yes, right? I mean, come on. If you are applying for a loan and you don't have a checking or a savings account, I don't know if that's a good look, right? So, you want to have a checking and a savings account. Also, let's talk about business funding, right? If this is a business application, one thing you want to keep in mind is the NICS or the SIC codes, right? So these codes pretty much categorize the type of business that you're in. Some of these codes, depending on what you do, could be considered high risk. All right, and there's ones that are low risk. So you want to kind of look through these codes. I mean, you can go to NICS.gov, I believe. But look, check the codes out. Find out where your business falls. Find out if that's a risky category or not. And then if it is, maybe do something. Choose a code that's a little less risky, but your business can also fall in that. So, right, for example, if you're a credit repair company, that's a risky code, right? But if I do consultations, then I could probably do like a code that says that I do consultations, right, instead of credit repair. So that code is a little less risky, right? So just keep in mind that depending on the code, if you're a bail bondsman, for example, that's a risky code. So just keep in mind and try to find where you fit that's a little less risky, okay? On applications, a lot of times, especially when you're dealing with business, it asks, why do you want these funds? What will these funds be used for, right? So some of the things you don't want to put, well, take these funds and go become a real estate investor. That's risky, right? You want to say things like, I'm going to be using the funds for working capital, okay? You don't want to go say, I'm getting ready to go start up a credit repair business. That's why I want this fund to know. That's risky, right? Yeah, you want to say stuff like it'll be used for business expansion or for marketing purposes, stuff like that. Just keep in mind whether it's a business or whether it's on the personal side, the name of the game is low risk, right? All right. If you got a low credit score, you're high risk. If you got a higher credit score, you are lower risk, right? So just keep in mind it's all about risk. All right. So make sure that all your information is congruent too. A lot of times people get denied for things because their name is John Doe on Experian and it's John D. Doe on Equifax and it's D. Doe on TransUnion. Like the information is not congruent, it's not consistent across all of the three consumer reporting agencies. So just make sure you actually get all of your information consistent, congruent. Also, you might want to consider putting a freeze on some of the secondary agencies like LexisNexis or SageStream, stuff like that. So that'll be pretty much all I want to share. Just make sure when you're filling out your application, just put yourself on the other side of the table and act as if you were the lender. And if you were looking at this application, would you consider that high risk? And if it's business, you definitely want to consider your NICS code your NICS or your SIC code. You definitely want to consider that. A lot of times when people name their businesses, you may not, if you're in a risky industry, you may want to use a generic name and not necessarily a name that identifies what you're doing. For example, if I was going to be ABC Credit Repair, that's risky. I could just be ABC Consulting, right? So you just want to keep in mind all of those things, and I think you'll be good. So that's all I wanted to share for now. I got a lot of great information in the description. Definitely look in the description. If you're building credit and you want to look for some great credit card offers, I definitely have some of those in the description. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next video. I'm out. Peace.